What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, I'm going to be showcasing my ultimate 3-ball league arsenal. Now, I went with these balls for a very specific reason. Sometimes I bring more than just these 3. Sometimes I only bring these 3, but these are the 3 bowling balls that I bring to league with me every single week. So if you guys like this video and you'd like to see more content like this where I'm showcasing more than just one brand, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you like the jersey I'm wearing in this video or any video, you can go to coolwick.com and use my promo code MOTIVELUTE10, and that'll get you 10% off your entire order. And then down below in the description, I have a link where you can order any of these bowling balls, and it is a direct way to help support and contribute to this channel to help me grow and be able to bring you guys more and more comparisons and reviews like this. BowlerSmart is a direct sponsor of this channel, and supporting them supports me. So the first ball that we're gonna take a look at is my Game 1 ball, is the Motive Pride. Now the reason that it's this ball is because this ball is all about control. It is, like, to me, one of the best benchmark balls that I've thrown in quite some time. The core is kind of like a very medium everything, medium RG, medium differential. The cover isn't overly strong, comes out of box at 4,000. It's a ball that I can go to on the fresh that I know it's not gonna over jump or do anything. And then once I gotta get out of the Pride, I mean, basically what I'm trying to do with the lanes is break them down to a point where I can throw this Obsession Tour Pro, because this is my favorite ball right now by a considerable margin. So, but the problem with this ball is that on the fresh, it can be a little bit too jumpy. And I did knock down the out-of-box finish, and I hit it with a 4,000 pad, because that allows me to get into it even earlier. Because with the polish, the lanes had to break down a little bit more, and I'd have to stay in a Game 1 ball for a little bit longer than I wanted to. So I hit it with 4,000. It allows me to get into this ball a little bit sooner, which is basically my entire game plan. And then once I'm far enough left and it starts to roll a little bit more forward, because it is an asymmetrical ball, once it starts to roll a little bit more forward, I'm gonna go right into the trend. Now the trend for me lately has been the ultimate Game 3 ball, Game 4 ball, when I gotta get left, when there's a ton of early friction and I just gotta clear the fronts and give me a nice round continuous into the angular side motion down lane. So I'm gonna show you guys some shots and show you what my progression is on the lanes. We'll be back in a little bit. Hook. There we go. So that is exactly what I want to see out of a benchmark ball. A ball that's not going to be too early, it's not going to be too long, it's not too smooth, it's not too angular. Kind of just like keep it in front of me and do everything pretty good. Now, it is going to be a bit of a challenge recreating what the conditions are like in league, because I'm bowling by myself here on lane 2. Typically the league that I bowl in is trios. We bowl 4 games and there's 6 people on the pair, so the conditions aren't going to be exactly the same. But because those first 5 shots I probably wouldn't move yet at all, maybe like half a board left, a little bit. But for the sake of this video, I am going to try to make these as different as possible. So I'm going to chase this a little bit further left to where typically it would start to roll a little bit more forward in league. But like I said, I threw 2 shots to line up, and then 5, so there's only 7 shots total bowled on this lane. So not a whole lot of transition. So let's get back on the lanes and try to recreate what the league conditions are like. Yeah, no need to ball change yet. Oh. Oh, we're getting there. Definitely likes to be kept in front of me. Just a 7. So I think we got close to recreating what I see when I want to get out of this Pride. And so the first group of shots, it looked phenomenal from straighter. Then I moved like 5 left, which is typically right around where I start wanting to get out of this ball. And you can see that the ball would get there, but it's definitely not as strong through the pins as it was from a little bit straighter. So now what I would normally do is go right to the Obsession Tour Pearl from that same spot. And what I'm expecting is a ball that's going to be a little bit longer and create way more shape down lane than the Pride. And that's exactly what I'm looking for when I want a ball change to continue to move left. The reason I ball change is because it stops coming around the corner, and that's when we're going to get into this Obsession Tour Pearl, which you guys know how much I absolutely love. Hey, there we go. Oh. Oh. There's actually one board right with my feet here. Oh. 2 left now with my feet from that last shot. 2 and 0. That's the spot. So I made a couple moves there while I was shooting the Obsession Tour Pearl, and I'm doing my best to let you guys know when I'm on the approach through the mic what moves I'm making and why. And I really like what I'm seeing out of the Obsession Tour Pearl, and it looked like I needed to be just a little bit further left and get the ball a little more into the friction, and that's when it looked good. Now in league specifically, I would be in this ball for a while, and for a while I mean like maybe 2.5 games before I get into the trend. So I am still gonna make a move here because like I said, I'm trying to recreate the situations or what I'm seeing that lead me to ball change. So this ball, obviously it's a little bit cleaner than the Pride, creates more shape than the Pride, but it's still an asymmetrical core. Even though it's a baby asim, it's still an asim. So after a while, it is going to start rolling forward. So that's kind of what we want to avoid. So now we're gonna move like, I don't know, like another 4 and 2, maybe 5 and 2, 5 and 3 left with the Obsession Tour Pearl. And what I'm looking to see is still a defined down lane motion, but maybe a little bit lazier, kind of like what we saw out of the Pride when we started moving a little bit further left. Now, again, if we were bowling for score, I would probably still be in the Pride from a little bit straighter. But and if I was bowling for score with this, I would be in that last zone. But because we're not bowling for score, we're bowling for a purpose to show you guys what my perfect league arsenal is. And I hope that you guys are seeing that the seamless transition that I'm seeing from the Pride to the Obsession and from the Obsession Tour Pearl to the trend. So. Oh, that's it right there. That last move was 5 and 2 left, and that was exactly what I see when I want to get out of that ball. So I'm going to move 3 back right just to show you guys. Doesn't get better than that. Wow, that was a perfect little transition there. Oh, so now I'm gonna move back left to where I flat 10 the first shot. See if I can recreate that. It was close. 6 did its job that time, but it was close. So that first shot in the group was absolutely perfect for what I see when I want to get out of this ball. It got through the fronts just fine. It appeared to shape just fine, but I just got a little bit lazy down lane and absolutely flat 10. It rolled 2 forward. But then when I went 3 right, it was like 10 back, blower 9 pin. And then on that last shot again, I moved a little bit further left to where I flat 10'd, and then it wasn't an exact copy of that shot, but I did flat 10 where the 6 kind of smacked it late and then the 7 stayed up. But that's exactly the scenario that I would see, or the situation that I would see that would lead me to get out of this ball and into the trend. So that's what we're gonna do. From that spot that I flat 10'd with the Obsession Tour Pearl, I'm gonna go right to the trend, and hopefully it should kick out the 10 pin. Hook. Oh, got that little right. Oh, wow. My God, that last ball was so bad. But I think that this video is going so much better than I could have ever hoped for. Because right where I flat 10'd with this, I went to this and it struck. Right where I flat 10 from this, I went to this and I went 5 for 5. So I mean, this has been a pretty unbelievable video in my opinion. And I hope that a lot of you guys get to see this video. Hopefully if the YouTube algorithm finds you and you guys appreciate this video as much as I have, because I think this has been a very good experience doing this video for you guys. So typically when I get into this trend, I can just chase it forever for the rest of the night. So now, just for the sake of this video, the next 5 shots are gonna be a little bit further left. Just six bagger and then blower 8. F in the chat for me right there. Oh! So it's pretty funny that I went 9 out of 10 with the trend with a blower, absolute blower 8-pin, which is pretty unfortunate. But what you guys can see is that when I started with the Pride and I moved left, it kind of started to roll forward, flat 10. I started with the Obsession Tour Pearl, looked great, moved left, flat 10. Started with the trend, looked great, moved left, looked great. But it's all about using the tools in the proper situations, the proper scenarios. So now I'm gonna show you guys one more shot with the lines, because you guys seem to really like those lines. And I'm gonna try to show you guys a really good strike from each spot on the lanes where these balls look really, really good. So this one's gonna be from a little bit straighter, this one from that middle part of the lane, and then the trend from way far left. All right, so there you have it. You can see just how different all 3 of these bowling balls are. Granted, we did shoot that portion with the lines on the burn, so this one's gonna look a little bit better than all of these. But these are all, neither one of these balls is better than the other at the situation where I would use them. Meaning, this ball is better than the other 2 on the burn, but it's not better than any of them on the fresh or in transition. Same thing with this. It's better on transition, this is better on the fresh. So to me personally, being a free agent where I can throw any brand that I want, to me, in my eyes, this is the best right here, 3-ball arsenal. Now, the trend is discontinued, so I may have to find a replacement for the trend. Maybe it'll just be the trend 2, which I will be getting here pretty soon. So this can be interchanged with like a high road pearl, a high road, basically any ball that has like a little bit higher of an RG, pearl shiny cover that's designed to be angular. So don't look at something with like a nano pearl cover or something like that and think that it's gonna be boomy. Like an IQ Tour Nano Pearl isn't gonna shape more than this, even though they're both pearls. You wanna get a pearl cover stock that's gonna be cleaner and a little bit more boomier. Something like the Brunswick Melee Jab Midnight Blue would also be a really good replacement for this if you're looking for stuff that's in the current line. There's going to be links in the description, like I say, to order any of these bowling balls. Supporting Bowlersmart through my links directly supports me, guys. Thank you so much. Until next time, click right here to watch one of my other videos. Click right here to subscribe. You guys rock.